All right, so here we are back, Cigar Think Tank Live, Cigar Madness.
Cigar Madness time, man. This is cool. So it's a great time of year. So far, the tournament's been incredible.
There's been some blowouts, especially in the first round.
First round blowouts. Second round
had some nail biters.
Nail biters. We'll talk about those a little later. We're going to talk about a couple of upcoming events that we're going to be at. Jam-packed show today. I think we got a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to jump into that. Coming up first is going to be, we're going to break down Cuba, the Cuban region, and see what's going on in there.
And we'll work our way through the other three, and we'll call it good.
All right, man. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
All right, so we got the Cuban round.
Yeah, so we're breaking out the
bracket.
The Cuban part of the bracket.
No surprise. And the number one seed has cruised through.
It's cruised through. I mean, number two seed, the Hoyolo. No wait, what was number two? Epicure number two is. Number two was in there. It's cruised through. I mean, also
essentially the Cuban round has not been any surprise. You got in the Sweet 16. We got the Cohiba BHK 52.
Right, up against the
Partagas. And we have the Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2, my personal favorite.
Right.
Up against the Monte Cristo number 2, which is also an excellent
it's an excellent smoke. So, I mean, right there, I mean, it's kind of a pick-em still.
It really is. I mean, I'm pulling for the Epicure. The Epicure one is really close. Epicure so far in the Monte Cristo is real tight. The BHK seems to have a little bit more of a lead. But
yeah, no, it's pretty close. I would expect that. I mean, both of our pick is still in there. We both said the Epicure was going to pull it out till the end and be in the final four. So that's kind of it there. Like I say, not a whole lot of. We've seen a lot of international votes there, so I think that's probably what's carried through that part of the bracket. And made some of the matches a little closer than what it would have just gone down chalk and just picked everything.
Absolutely.
So
then there's some other, in the Dominican, not a whole lot
Dominican,
of
same
also.
kind of thing. It's laid out. There's been a few close, but nothing really surprising.
Yeah, I mean the Opus X is marching through.
Marching through.
I mean, just dominating face, but nobody expected that. It didn't. Some unsuspecting cigars had to go up against it and fight it.
Yeah, I mean Diamond Crown's up against it this round. They've had a pretty good draw.
But everybody's got to put UConn in the first round sometime.
Exactly. So that I think the bigger part of the Dominican to talk about is the matchup now between the Ashton VSG and the Lido Gomez.
Well, the exciting part of that is what happened last round.
Yeah, how the Ashton got here. And I mean, we saw crazy votes. Last minute votes is what brought that in.
Over 3,000 votes.
Yeah, total. And
they won, and the Ashton VSG beat out the
Carrillo
by less
2009
than a point.
limited. Yeah. Well, yeah, by 0.8%.
That's out of control.
Whoa, it's like some crazy. Well, we are in Florida.
Yeah.
So we always have close elections down here.
Al Gore's lawyer called me, so we're gonna have to.
We'll have to be careful about that. They might be challenging the ruling here, but the tournament moves on.
The tournament waits for no one.
So make sure we get our votes in.
Just get your votes in to recap real quick who we got going. You have the Ashton VSG up against the Lido Gomez small batch number 3, which is fantastic.
Vote for that one.
And
it's
then
a great smoke.
The Opus
we want
X,
that in the final 4.
We do. Then you have the Opus X. I think we want the Opus X. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
You do.
Yeah, I do. Then you have the Opus X against... Who's the Opus X going against right now?
It is going against the Diamond Crown Maximus. So we'll see what happens there. We'll come back in just a second for Honduras and Nicaragua. All right, so we're going to jump into Honduran region. Talk about that a little bit. Not a lot of surprises here either, although there's been some very interesting matchups, I'll say. First I'll throw out there, tell you what, the Tarano Exodus, the gold, which I'm actually smoking today, to give them a little nod for their march through the tournament. I mean, they had a pretty good draw, but dude, they've cruised through. I mean, they've handily beaten who they've been up against now.
They have. It's going to be interesting now. They're up against the Camacho.
It's like the 1-5 matchup. They've got the Corojo.
Yeah, which the Corojo, by the way, you said there wasn't a whole lot of interesting matchups. That's not, I don't think, totally true. Last round, the Room 101 from Matt Booth went up against Camacho.
Ironic.
The same family.
Camacho.
Same family.
It was like an in-state rivalry.
And it was like an in-state rivalry, or like a ACC.
Yeah.
And it was super close. Like, I don't remember the exact numbers. I think it was like a 5% swing. But
it held out until the end. It had gone back and forth,
changed day by day. It had gone back and forth.
Yeah, so I think that was pretty cool to see.
So now going forward, we got Tranio Exodus 1959 gold up against the Camacho.
Corojo, top cigar. A lot of people like it. So we'll see what happens there. Now, the next one's kind of interesting.
This is super exciting. So you got Alec Bradley.
Alec Bradley from Sado, which was one of my final 4 picks, actually.
Watch out.
Just throwing it out there.
First of Los Blancos, Sumatra.
Good cigar.
Great cigar. It's kind of like it's to go with the bracket thing. It's kind of like a mid-major. It's like Butler. That's Butler.
That's Butler right there.
Dominating face.
Dude, they dominated some face the first 2 rounds, actually. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, the guys from Los Blancos, great family, great cigar guys. Yeah. And I think that they're really
their fans showed up.
They're really showing that they had a cult following. Yeah. They're an excellent cigar. If you haven't had it, you should try it. So there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in that round. And then you have moving on to Nicaragua.
Yeah, so Nicaragua, I think that's really where we've seen some interesting stuff. And I mean, like we said too, this is probably the one region where we had the toughest competition from things that people know. I mean, even like in cigars we picked, like a lot of stuff's coming from Nicaragua right now. There's a lot of pure cigars there. It's been
a lot of the major companies have moved there.
Exactly. So I think the one very cool thing has been all of the Facebook comments and everything we've gotten for this matchups. Like last round we had the Cane F versus the Oliva V, another one of those in-family kind of rivalries.
We'll call it the Big East.
Yeah, and I think
I'm smoking the V today in honor because we had such overwhelming fan support for the V. I love the V, but I was surprised.
It's been out for a couple of years. I mean, it's been a big cigar, but
so it beat the Cane.
It did beat the Cane
by a decent margin.
5-6%. Yeah, it was close for a while, and then it kind of pulled out. I think it was all the Facebook.
The Facebook campaign that
was put on that took it over the top.
But the V's a great cigar. It's going to have a tough draw right now. It's up against the Padron 1926.
Yeah, I think there was a comment earlier about how poor Oliva V had a great run, but now
still though there's no shame in the round of 16. You never know; it could pull it out and beat the Padron. You never know because it's a price that people might say there's more value in the V. I mean, this one's like $8.
Yeah,
that cigar's a lot more than $8.
So then the other big matchup there is the My Father Limited 2010 against the Drew Estate T52, which both incredible cigars.
Incredible cigars.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. The T52 took an early lead when the voting first started. It took an early lead, but now my father's starting to pull away. I don't know. We'll have to see who shows up.
My father's got it, I think. But T52 is great. It's a great cigar. They're both great cigars.
Yeah, we'll say that voting for this round goes through the weekend. So keep an update. Go to the website, check it out, vote for your favorites. We're kind of following, like we said, the NCAA tournament too. So they're having Sweet 16 games right now.
Yeah.
Then Elite 8 at the end of the weekend. So we're right there with them.
And all right, so to wrap us up here today, talk about what we got coming up.
Yeah, so we got some big events coming up. So 1 week from when you guys are watching this, we'll be at the Cuban American Festival down in West Palm Beach.
We may not be Cuban, but we are American.
We are American. So they invited us to come down. We're actually going to be filming a show there, doing some interviews with some of the vendors. In Review magazine, Cigars in Review magazine. Is who sent us the invitation. They're one of the key sponsors putting on the event down there. So Joe gave us a shout out and to come down. So that'd be a lot of fun. So April 2nd, it's a Saturday. There's still tickets available.
Not a whole lot, so you got to jump on that quick.
But we've heard there are tickets available. Talked to him yesterday. So if you go on our website, do our upcoming events, all the information is right there. Click. There's a link to go buy the tickets and everything, so you can check that out.
Exciting stuff going on with the tournament.
Cool stuff going on. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening. So make sure you go online, vote. If you have questions or anything about the event or in general, send them to show@cigarthinktank.com. Let us know if there's anything you want to see in an upcoming show. Maybe we'll see you guys next weekend. Come out, hang out with us.
Last quick drop, little Cigars for Service Members drop.
Yeah,
it's selling a lot of shirts online.
We have been. So go on to cigarservicemembers.org, get your shirt.
All the money's going to the Brandon Coates Foundation, so go ahead and jump on that. And
we're going to do that through next weekend. I think we said through the end of March, but we'll do it up through the event next weekend. So we're going to sell some of those down there.
At the event, sure.
Yeah, so the event's going to kind of wrap that big push up. So thank you guys for all your support.
And,
it's a great...
To the Cigar Think Tank.
Cigars for Service Members.